Good morning. It's Saturday. What are we up to today? Somebody's sleepy. I'm not saying any names. It's quite alright. It's Saturday. We're going to go have some fun. So, whatever you guys are up to when you decide to arrive, we can have some fun. I see one. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was going to see if I could share, but I probably can't. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? How's your day going so far? I see two. Come join me. Tell me who's here. Hi, Chili Kiss. Good morning. Nice to see you. I'm still trying to pull myself together. Tired. Didn't get enough sleep, but it's okay. We're gonna do another day, aren't we? What's going on in your world? I have a look of bliss on my face today because I did not turn on the news. I have no idea. The world could be coming to a complete end. I got no idea what's going on today, and that's okay. I think that we need to do that sometimes. Just oftentimes I pick up my phone and I start seeing all the things, and before I even climb out of bed, I'm already affected by all the energy and all of the things that are happening. So today I just cut myself some slack. Wedding tonight, that was postponed due to the COVID, so yeah, it's worse now. That's what's funny is suddenly we're out in the world, aren't we? The virus is morphing. It's becoming stronger. It's becoming more contagious. We've got it just rampaging the whole country, the whole world, and we're back out there. And we think somehow that I hope that the masks and hand washing is helpful, but I think it may be too late. I think we're doing the, what do they call that? Herd immunity that they had talked about was just letting people get it. As cruel as it is, it's very cruel to me. I realize that we can't shut down forever, but that's what it's come to, is this herd immunity where it's just rampaging the country. And instead of shutting things down, they're even wanting to open the schools. They're trying to talk us into opening the schools. The schools are a breeding zone for everything. Everything that comes across the planet, the kids are going to get, and they're going to spread to everyone else. So basically, by opening up the schools, you're endangering everybody. You're not just endangering those children that are going to school. You're endangering the children's families. You're endangering the elderly that are around those children. You're endangering the people that have to go to work. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go deeply into it. It just seems to me like this is a wild time. So be careful at that wedding, Wear your mask, wash your hands a lot, take good care of yourself. I don't want to live in a continual state of fear either, because fear creates more. So take good care of yourself. I hope that you enjoy yourself. And I hope that you're careful. And I'm sure you know that already. Who else has joined me? I see 3. Charlie. I knew it was Charlie before I saw Charlie pop up. I was like, I know who that is. Felt your energy walk into the room. So it's Saturday. It's my date day. I get to go out and play today all day long, wherever I want to go. So we're going to have some nice meditation. We're going to get ourselves all in a nice peaceful place, wrap you up in some healing protection, Sherry, as you go out into the world, all of us, so that we come through all of this okay. Hi there, Charlie. How are you today? Now I see 4, so somebody else has popped in. We're slow today. The cartoons are keeping us busy. How many of you are old enough to remember the Saturday morning cartoons? It's actually past cartoon time now, I think. Wasn't it like really early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, we'd be sitting up watching cartoons, and by about 9 o'clock we were like, okay, even 8 o'clock, we're like, time to go play. We get out on our bikes and we go riding across the countryside trying to look for some trouble to get into. We were so active as children. We had so much freedom, and that plays into my sense of what's going on in the world right now, is that freedom that we experienced as children, where we could go out and just travel. Even a year ago, 6 months ago, I just moved back to the mountains in January, And when I moved here, everything was wide open and I could just go wherever I wanted to go. There was no restrictions on me. We have not appreciated our freedom, have we? Until we went through something like this, and suddenly we're like, oh my gosh, you take my freedom away, and I'm starting to really feel it. It didn't bother me so much in the beginning. I'm pretty good at introverting. I can stay home for a while. I can do some extra work. I can launch some things. It was good for us. Hi, Abulita. But I'm kind of feeling the collective energy right now of, man, we're tired of being held back. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with this. I walked downtown Gatlinburg yesterday. I was protected. I keep my distance. I wear my mask. I try to be very careful. There are people everywhere. People are not staying home. They're not being careful. I do see a lot of masks. I will say that. There's more masks now that it's a requirement in places here. Mostly. We went into one store and she said it's not really a requirement. If you read it and you go all the way to the bottom, there's so many reasons why you don't have to wear a mask. She said you don't have to wear a mask in here. Although I noticed that she had plexiglass all the way around her. But she came out and she was talking to people. She wasn't afraid. So I don't know. There's a very strange energy attached to this virus, and everybody seems to see it differently. There was a few people, store owners there, that I think they're just grateful and thankful to have people have these tourists back to buy their products so that they can survive. So is what it is, isn't it? We're just going to have to deal with it, and we're going to have to live in this collective consciousness no matter what it is. So I have been doing a lot of working on myself, and I hope you guys are too. Spend a lot of time with your team, learning more about who you are. Spend time with your higher self so that it's not such a scary place. Hi, Marika. Good morning, good morning. How's your Saturday going, you guys? Give me a little bit of feedback. How are you feeling? I feel like I come in here and I just talk at you, and then we have a nice meditation. We're going to go to the garden again today. I promise that, because it feels as if that's what we're being led to do by Spirit every day, to go in together. We're doing a job. This is our imagination station. That's a good way to put it. We're going in together to this garden, and every day we create something more and more and more beautiful. And there's so much power in 3, 4, 5 people once you get more than 1, 2 or more. So in that time together, when we go into the garden, and we're going to go in soon. I want us to go ahead and get this going. When we go into the garden, please use your imagination and please enjoy it. See it as a true space that you're walking into, because your imagination is creating a more beautiful planet. We're creating, working on yourself so much. It's a job right now, Marika. I get it. I really get it. We're going to work on ourselves in this garden. We're going to create a magical place, and once we work, I would love for you to create this magical place for yourself to go to as often as you need to. So in those moments when the world feels crazy, when everyone's in fear, and everything feels kind of crazy, I hope that you'll remember that garden that you've been working on creating. I am having such allergies every morning in this room for some reason. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. It's like I was fine 5 minutes ago, now I'm stuffed up. Is somebody in this room sick? In this group? Might be the energy drink I'm drinking. I just thought about that. It's a healthy one. It's not a bad one, but there might be something in there that's causing me. It is tough being super sensitive, isn't it? Everything seems to bring on a reaction. So excuse me for sounding stuffy all of a sudden. I wasn't 5 minutes ago. Julie, trying to market a rental house for sale this weekend. Needs positive energy. Let's send some that way, Julie. Let's send some. Lots of marketing things going on with me too. Trying to start a new academy and trying to live a life too. Trying to be a person and not just sit at my computer all the time. So I'm breaking free of all of it today. We're going to call in that higher power, all the powers of the universe to help us do the marketing today, because truly we all have soul contracts, and so I do believe that we have this beautiful team, and when we ask, they just bring them one way or another. We don't have to advertise. They just they're like, show up. All you got to do is be here. So that's what I'm working on today, is letting go. I'm going to step away from everything today. I'm going to renew my spirit, and we will ask for some marketing abilities in both our projects. I hear my door opening. I got company. Okay, so Charles, my in-laws just moved to Crossville. I think I'm gonna have to come down. So you're moving. Crossville is Tennessee, isn't it? I think Crossville is near Nashville. Am I right? Because I think I've driven close to Crossville before. You'll have to let me know where that is. Tennessee is beautiful. New York is cold. I lived in New York. I mean, I was born in New York, upstate New York, in the Finger Lakes region. Spent a lot of years there. When I was like 11 or 12, my father moved us down to Florida, and I stayed in Florida until I was 19. And then I moved back to New York because I missed the changing seasons and the cold and the snow for some reason. And then once I got there and I got a little older, I'm like, what am I doing? It's too cold here. So here we get snow. If you want it and you don't have it down low, you can drive up into the mountains and get more snow if you want to. It's short winters, easier seasons, so it works for me. Tennessee's it's a beautiful state. Let's see. All sorts of fruits and vegetables. It's my energy. My energy drink all sorts of fruits and vegetables. Yes. Yeah. They said about an hour from you. That's very cool. It's very cool. Anytime you want to visit, let me know. It's I did go and get a healthy one. It's a lot about fruit juices and stuff, but it does have ginseng and B vitamins and a little caffeine. I'm opening back up, so I don't think that's what it was. I sprayed some spray over my head a little while ago. That's probably what did it. It's okay. It's who I am. Thank you. Now my door is shut. Anyway, let's see what's going on. I saw a spirit last night in my bedroom. It was a lady. Only saw her face, but it was all black and scared me so bad. All right, well, we need to work on that, Julie. Good morning, Carol Ann. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad to see you. I often, because I hold my vibration pretty high, I don't get a lot of lower earthbound spirit activity anymore. And when I do, I feel like, okay, this person needs my help. And so instead of being scared, I try to help. I try to help them cross over. So we can do that during our meditation. We'll just sever and release any cords or attachments. We'll go ahead and call in Archangel Michael to clear everybody's home that joins me here today. Maybe it was Callie, Sherry says. I don't know. And it's whether or not, if they're in a low vibration, if they're coming through that astral plane and they're in a lower vibration when they're coming to you, whether they're earthbound or whether they've already crossed over and they're not fully healed, it's not really healthy for you. So you don't want to just have them hanging about. Now, I say that loosely because when Steve first started coming through to me, he was definitely coming through that astral plane, and it was definitely pulling in on me. It was not fun, and I was getting a whole lot of attachments, and I didn't know back then what to do about it. So it is scary. It is. You do have to be careful because that astral plane, sometimes it's at this lower vibration. And if you're in that lower vibrational place, if something's happened and you're feeling kind of down, sad, depressed, in grief, you can pick up some lower energies around you. And so we just clear a lot. It's not anything to be terrified of. We just call in Archangel Michael and we ask to clear those energies as often as possible, even if you don't see them, if you just feel like you're not being yourself. Like, I've had attachments before that have made me do things that are dangerous. You know, once I'm walking through the woods and there's this huge snake coiled up, and I was like, oh, I have my camera, and I'm like, I want to take a picture of that snake. I'm going to get up nice and close to that snake. And I was within probably 3 or 4 feet of this. It had to be 4 or 5 foot viper. It definitely had that head shape of a poisonous snake. and it shot out at me. All of a sudden, it was just sitting there like very peaceful. So I'm trying to take pictures, and all of a sudden, it just came at me. It was mostly just threatening me because it had likely just eaten, and it was laying in the sun, enjoying its meal digested. It was being lazy. It was just laying there. But it's not something that I would have normally done. I was being very dangerous that day. I climbed up this rickety old fire tower to get better pictures. I came back down off that fire tower. I'm walking along. I see this huge snake, and I decided to take a close picture of it. And it's not like me. I'm usually very cautious. So that's the point. If you like suddenly your moods change, you're depressed, you're sad, suicidal, angry, it's not yours, whatever, pay attention to that, because sometimes when the lower vibrational earthbounds, or whatever energies you're coming in contact with, you'll pick up on their energies. And often if they're earthbound, they're still in that place of how they died, or right before death, or something like that. They're in this place of it's not really great. It's not great energy to be sitting in. You don't want to be. You don't need anything like that. You don't need to carry the energy of any earthbound spirits. You don't need to carry the energy of any people that are still in physical. You don't need to try to save people. You don't need to try to carry their baggage. So that's why we clear every day, because it's important for you as you move into this higher frequency to let go of your baggage that no longer serves you, and definitely letting go of anybody else's stuff. You don't want to hold on to that stuff. It's not yours. It's holding you back. So we'll do that in a few minutes. We'll sage today. Try to help them cross over. Yes, Julie. We'll do that. And if you still feel her around you, then definitely keep asking. Try to get her clear. Callie, good morning. I don't know if I've seen you, Callie. Are you new? Let's see. Messages or spirit around you. I'm not sure. I'll tell you what we usually do. And if I do get anything, I'll let you know. But I typically, in the groups, I don't try to give messages, because I'm not good at differentiating. I tend to be, things happen and it'll be going on and there's too many people. One-on-one sessions work a whole lot better for people. You can ask anybody that's been in them. It's very different being in one-on-one, because then the messages come directly for you and not for anybody else in the group. So I typically don't give readings here, but I will help you to clear, and we will do a meditation. And if there's anything there that shouldn't be around you, we'll ask to have that cleared, okay? So we can do that in a group. And the messages that I usually give in the groups are usually something that everyone needs, because I just kind of tune into spirit. I tell my ego at the beginning to step aside. So if there's something in the group, if there's a message that's needed by one or by everyone, it usually comes through and everyone receives it anyway. So it may be for you. Whatever's coming through to me may be for you. I just don't direct it to one person. That's not how I do these. If I were doing readings, maybe, but I typically don't do a lot of just group card readings anymore. I just come on and let spirit talk. So I'm being silent for a minute. I'm tuning in. I would love to teach you, those of you that are not there yet, I would love to teach you how to tune in so you can find your own answers, so you don't have to go to other people. You don't have to ask for readings from anyone else. Spirit really wants each one of us to know that we are all gifted, that all of us are capable of channeling spirit, and all of us have that higher self within us that is loaded full of wisdom, already has all the answers to all the questions. Excuse me. And the idea here is to learn how to tune into that, because there was a time when I was going to everyone else to give me readings. And it was actually causing me to be very confused. It's confusing when you're constantly going to other people for your answers, because inside of you already have the answers. You just need to learn how to access them. When we give readings, we're accessing that place inside of you. That's all it is where I'm tuning into you. I'm hearing the answers through you. You already have them. You just need to learn how to get to them. And the good readers know how to do that. It's opening you up to your truth. So That's more important to me than giving you a direct message. I'd love for you to learn how to get your own messages, because that way it's always there. You don't got to keep going hunting for somebody to give you. You don't have to open yourself up to people that might not be necessarily giving you the answer that you need, or they might be getting it mixed up in their filter, or they might be making it up. You don't know. So it's all about learning how to do it for yourself. You're powerful. My job is to teach people how powerful they are, to remind you of how powerful you are, how incredible, how amazing, how capable you are of doing this. So that's your message, Kelly. Open up to it. Open up to your own truth. Step aside, ego. Step aside, ego. Stop all the chatter in your head for a little bit. Get quiet. Ask the questions. Start talking. Allow the answers to flow through you. You'll notice the difference, that beautiful shift. When you're sitting there, when Steve first died, I was wanting to talk to him so badly. And I would get in the car and I would be very, very quiet for a little bit. We'd just be driving and I would sense this presence with me. And I would ask him a question. And I would just keep talking to him just like he was there in the car with me. And pretty soon I would notice that I would get this shift of energy, like, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. That's what my problem is. I have a cat hair on my face. But I would suddenly notice a shift of energy with me. I wasn't just me. All of a sudden I felt like I was talking from a deeper place. I had shifted into my higher self, where once you shift into the higher self, that's when you can channel spirit. So it's really necessary for us to learn how to do that first. And then when our loved ones come through, we can hear them better, or we can channel. He channels through me sometimes so strongly, but it's hard for me to know where I leave off and where he starts, because once you get into that higher self, you are in pure source energy. That's the part of you that comes through as source energy. That's the part of you that people recognize. They'll look at you and they'll go, what is it about you? Why am I so attracted to you? What is it? Why do I know you? You know that person because they're channeling their own higher self, which comes straight through source energy, which is the creator, a part of all of us. Does that make sense? So you're tuning into your own self. You're looking at somebody else and you're going, oh, wow. Because that's you. Because you are source energy. You are a chip off the old block. We're all a piece of that. So does that make sense? So don't belittle yourself and don't think that you can't do things. I'm not gifted like that person. I don't have those abilities. You're just telling yourself that you don't have it so much that you don't have it. So change your verbiage. Change your verbiage. Start looking in the mirror. You're amazing. I love you so much. Allow your true self to come back into the building. The true self is the part of you that doesn't have that negative voice. Doesn't talk poorly to yourself. It doesn't ever go to a place of lower vibration. It only stays in that high vibration, and it's an incredible, amazing part of you. It's the truth of you. It's the part of you that's always been alive. So go there. Don't even listen to that voice that tells you what you can't do. Turn it down. Take a volume. I just remembered I did that. The energy's building. We're going to go to the garden in a few minutes. I can't breathe. Sorry. What is this energy that's just hit me? Hold on. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to let it keep building until we're ready to share it. I used to picture myself with a volume button. Because I've always been an empath, and there's times when you're an empath, everything affects you. I remember I used to want to just turn it down. Why can't I just turn this thing down a little bit? Because everywhere I go, I'm picking up on everybody else's energy, or I'm picking up on the sadness, the collective consciousness. I'm sick all the time. I'm tired all the time. I just want to turn it. Have you ever wanted to just turn it off and be like everybody else? I remember when I was younger and I didn't realize my own true self. It was like torture. It's either a gift or a curse, and it can do that every day. It can be a gift or a curse every day. Sometimes you're like, I just don't want to be so sensitive. And I would take that and I would visualize that volume button, turning it down a little bit. Just turn it down a notch. Just turn it down a notch. When Steve died, I turned it all the way up. And I haven't really shut it down since. And I'm glad that I did. And it's been difficult and painful and more challenging than I ever thought. And yet, it's the most incredible gift to turn your abilities on as high as they can go. To just stand there to source, to God, whoever you believe in, and say, okay, I'm ready. Whatever you got for me today, I'm wide open. Bring it. And be careful when you say that, because the lessons will come and they will be difficult. And they will help you to shake off those things that are blocking you. They'll send those people that will trigger you to no end. I've had more people triggering me you wouldn't believe, between my kids, between my last relationship. I just got triggered and triggered and triggered. And every time I got triggered, I started to remember to go in and say, okay, why am I being triggered? What do I need to learn here? Spend time. I don't dislike anybody for triggering me anymore. I thank them. Thank you for triggering me like that, because through that trigger, I was able to go back in. I was able to look at myself a little more carefully, examine what it is that's causing that trigger, and heal it. And that little injured girl who wanted that dad to love her and all that stuff, it just kept coming up to the point where now triggers are gone. You just suddenly go, oh, a few months ago that would have really hurt me. It doesn't hurt me anymore. And you just continue to move down that path. And as you do that, as you heal, your gifts become more and more enhanced. That's why they call them gifts. The more you work on yourself, the more those gifts go, oh, here we go. Oh, I feel it now. My third eye is really expanding. Because you're continually making space. That's all it is. All of those negative things, that lower vibrational energy, it takes up space inside of you. It doesn't allow for your true self to have the space that it needs to grow and to expand and to show you what you're really capable of. All of us are magicians. All of us are filled with magic. We're all so capable. We're all, picture yourself being that little boy in the Harry Potter book, and someone comes along and says, you're a wizard, Harry. Guess what? You are a wizard. You are. Call yourself by any name you want to. Whatever, angel, witch, fairy, sorceress, pick your title, shaman, whatever you'd like, healer. Just go into that space. Allow yourself to be. I've been all of those things in past lives. Well, all of those parts of me are still very much alive. Every one of them. Every one of your parts, every one of your lifetimes that you've ever lived, every character that you created, in every book that you ever wrote, is still very much alive and will come into this lifetime, into this newest story that you're creating. That person that you once were, that had abilities, is more than willing to come back in with you in this lifetime and share everything that they knew, everything that they learned in the past life. All of it. That's how magical you are. I love this message. So as you're meditating, as you're going deeper and deeper, that's what's been happening in my private sessions with people. Someone comes through and says, you know what? I want to be with you in this lifetime too. I want to teach you. I want you to learn all about how amazing you are. All of these abilities that I created in that past life, they didn't die with me. They stayed with me. I'm still a part of that. They're still a part of us. And the more we get to know our true selves, the more we realize how many layers we've got, how many absolutely incredible stories we've told to the world. You are like a whole library. You've been here so many times before. And so you've got all of these things, all of these characters that want to come back through and bring you the good parts of them, the parts of them that are powerful, the parts of them that have abilities, the parts of them that are ancient, that have wisdom beyond belief. It's coming through really strong. It always makes me cry. So can you take the time to sit down and reunite? Can you decide at some point to sit down with someone that can help you with that? And say one-on-one, say I'm going to sit down for an hour and I'm going to allow different parts of me to come back through again. And so that I can, right now we're in this energy that is so giving, we're able to remember our Akash. We're able not only to remember our Akash, we're able to reunite, we're able to get reacquainted with parts of ourselves. Time is all becoming very fluid. And they keep showing us all of these reflections, and they're like, yes, this is hard, this is brick and mortar, but it's really just an object that's vibrating more slowly than you are. Everything is vibration, you are vibration. And so can you take all of that, can you just try for a little while every day to realize that I am completely fluid. Everything about me can be reshaped. I can recreate myself at any point. And all of those past lifetimes and all of those things that I've learned, they're all reflections that I can reach into that water and pick out another one and say, I want to get to know you. Sorcerous, I've seen her. She stands on the top of a cliffside, and she wears this long flowing green dress, and she has her hair pulled back because it's just wild in the wind, and the lightning is coming down to her hands. She's standing there in this storm, and it's an electrical storm, and the lightning's coming down. And at first I thought, well, she's getting struck by lightning in her hands when I first saw her. She's not. She's creating the lightning in her hands. She is the creator of the storm. I feel the heat in my hands right now. She's a part of me, and when I give her my attention, she shows me what her abilities are. And she shares that with me, and I feel her. I feel her. How beautiful is it? I've had a witch, a Salem witch, who was a healer, who ran away. She had to run from being put to death, and she ran away. She was a true witch, in the way that she could heal with energy. She could heal with plants. She was true. She was good. She was white witch, and she got run away, and she had great loss. So I know her too. And I know my Native American shaman, my healer, my tribal healer, I know her too. And she had a huge tribe that she was responsible for. I know these parts of me. And it's so beautiful to be able to spend time in meditation and just have them show themselves. So that's your message this morning, Kaylee. I hope you're still watching, because it came through really strongly, is that you are so powerful that as I center in on your energy, that I can tell that there are many, many lifetimes, and there is power there that wants to come through to you. And it's all about opening up. You'll be given card readings in no time. You'll be opening back up to your inner psychic, inner oracle. That's what I get, is this person that gave wisdom. You're filled with wisdom. So that's what I get for you. And anyone else that needs that message, please, please, they're asking, please remember us. Please remember us, please. Now, in this new energy, you can bring us back through to you. We'll walk by your side. We'll teach you. Just ask. We're always here. And it's nothing to be afraid of, because it's all you. Those parts are all you. Different shadows of who you have been before that are powerful, and they're teachers, and they want to teach again. So that's what I got for you today. I'm glad I showed up. I almost didn't. So whenever you guys are ready, the energy is obviously very strong with us right now. Excuse me, I've got to stop drinking this and drink water, but this has caffeine. I need it this morning. Let's get ourselves comfortable. I'm glad we got this cute little group this morning. I don't know if I missed any of you. We've been going. Hi, Annie. Good morning. Sent you a love hug. Thank you, Carol Ann. I love hugs. Okay, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I think it's Steve looking through my eyes. And he just shines so much love on you. That's so beautiful. It suddenly... It suddenly shows you... I think you're... I think there's a typo where I can't see. I suddenly saw beautiful, his perception of my consciousness. I suddenly saw you so beautiful. Excuse me. That's one thing about him, no matter what. So I would say you might be right about that, Marika, because no matter what I ever did, no matter how, if I was really sick and really ugly and really awful that day, he just loved me anyway. Good morning, gorgeous. It was just, he had these eyes. He only had eyes for me, so thank you for that. I do glow when Steve comes into the room. I also glow, we all glow when we allow our higher selves to come into the room, because we take on that glow of source energy. So you'll notice that people will change. They take on this different aura when they allow their lights to shine. And it's really important to watch for that. You'll see them in their truth. Kelly, I'm not sure I've ever heard it either. It's something brand new coming through me. Source is giving it to me. The angels, whoever my guides, is, yeah, we can go to those places. We can start pulling back through those parts of ourselves. It's amazing, and I know it works because it happened again last night in a private session. These people introduce themselves. It's happened to me over and over and over again in the past month with other people as we're going through sessions, to see these members, these different parts of us to come back through. It's like they're just waiting. They're just waiting. I can see them standing there in this, behind glass for some reason. And they're like, if you just remember, I could come through. If you just open up, I can come back through. I can help you. We never die. There's not any part of us other than the physical body that dies. We step out of that physical body. We have a billion different ways that we can come back out into life again. And we use them. That's what Steve has given to me. It's like, I would say, well, I'm taking up too much of your time. You got to go to your girls. You got to do it. He's like, what is wrong with you? I can come through. There's no time. There's no time. Time is man-made. I can be in a million places at the same time. I can work on myself. I can be there with you, holding you when you're crying at night. I can be, I can live another lifetime. I can go into my Akash. I can enjoy, I can learn, I can help you build an institute. There's no limit to us. And so all of our lifetimes that we've had, a part of Steve remains, the part of him. I always say that. It's very confusing to the ego, because I know that Steve has gone into a higher plane of existence. I know that he went and he did whatever kind of work he had to do to bring him up higher and higher and higher. His vibration is super high now. And yet, there's still a part of him that's a jokester. There's still a part of him that would, I'd pick up a drink and he'd pour it down the front of me because he's like trying to get my attention. He's still a jokester. He's still causing trouble. And because we have so many parts. So, a part of us, how that relates to you is all of the lifetimes that you have ever lived. All of the lifetimes that you have ever lived, all of those characters that you decided to create, every one of them is still very much alive. Walking side by side with you, going with loved ones from that lifetime, whatever you're doing, you're still very much alive. Every part of you, all of these creations, they're all yours to play with anytime you like. Choose who you want to play with. Who do you want to hang out with today? Visualize them, let them come through, spend time in meditation, and see, when you see this character come through, that looks very different, and yet in the eyes you know it's you. You look in the eyes and you're like, yeah, I've done that before. Jim, this current man that's in my life, I started to go into this vision, and I was in a, I was in a, what you would call a trading post. There was piles of furs. I saw this very tall man. He's a big guy. And he had a cat, a live cat that was like a wild cat, like an ocelot maybe, had a very long tail. It was wrapped around his neck, and I could see the tail moving. It was very much alive. He was talking baby talk. That was his pet. He was in a trading post. There was piles of furs. There was just all kinds of things that you would sell in a trading post. And I saw his face very clearly. This was long before I ever met him. I didn't know who he was. I just knew this was somebody that was going to be important to me. And I was thinking that it was somebody from a past life, which it was. This was a lifetime where I was, because as I was going into it, I said, okay, who am I? And it was as if the camera turned around and looked at my face. And I was a Native American girl, had great big full cheeks and a great big smile. And I'm brown eyes. I could see her eyes were brown and deep and beautiful, and I've seen those eyes come in other visions, so I know her, and yet she was me. I looked in her eyes and I was like, yeah, even though the eye color is different, it's still me. You'll know yourself through the eyes. You'll know other people in your soul family through the eyes too. So just remember the magic. That's what it's all about this morning. I need to rename it now that I know that what they want to bring through. Remember the magic. Don't forget that you are a magical creator of miracles and that you can go into your imagination, that you can look deeply within yourself, and you can begin to see these characters come back to life again. They're still there. They just kind of, oh, here I am. It requires some work. It requires you to do some self-healing. It requires you to really love yourself. As you're working, though, the magic comes back. It just requires you to take that quiet time to let it happen. So please do that. Please remember how magical you are. Don't forget. Hold on to it. It's okay to bring the magic back onto the planet. It's time. We get to usher it back. It used to be here. It used to be, if you think about the stories, we think they're just stories. Knights of the Round Table. Merlin. Merlin is one of the lives of Saint Germain. Do any of you ever, when you're meditating, does Saint Germain come in through to you? The Angels of the Violet Fire. You've heard of that maybe. That is Merlin. One of his past lives was Merlin. He's had many past lives. He is an ascended master. Some people say he was even like Abraham Lincoln. He's had many, look him up. He's had many past lives. Well, Merlin, Saint Germain, he comes through to me all the time, brings me magic. He's one of my guides, one of my favorites. When he comes in, I always feel that creative energy. I feel, I can't even describe it because he's arrived now. It's like this heat against my back. It's like I got your back, kind of powerful. I feel like I want to laugh. I feel like he must have been nice. I feel like I love it when they come through. I feel like he must have been a fun character to hang out with. So it's fun when he shows up. Please remember how magical you are. That's what it's all about this morning. We're going back into our magic. So we're going to go into this meditation too. I hope that you're all calm and settled. I haven't really been paying attention. Okay, that's okay. Is that Mucker and wife? Yeah, please come back and read or listen later if you can. I am full of love, but that's Steve. That's Source. We just channel it. When I turn over my ego, I say ego step aside, and I allow myself to channel energy. That's Source that you're feeling. Yes, your cards came yesterday. Very good, Charles. Isn't that fun? Cards are so much fun. Oracle cards, I don't really do tarot too much. Oracle cards, and I don't do any cards too much anymore because you learn. They teach you to open up. Steve would literally talk to me through, I had a deck that was a Rumi deck that was so beautiful. Right after he passed, he pulled me to it. And a Barnes & Noble, I think it was, I was like, what is that energy? And I just started wandering to it, and I picked it up, and it was like, oh, that's it. And I took it home, and every time I would flip a card, it would be like, thank you so much. That was exactly what I needed to hear. So oftentimes our loved ones, our spirit guides, they work with us through those oracle decks, through those cards, so they can open us up to messages for ourselves and for other people. They are very powerful tools, so I hope that you enjoy them. I'm going to be creating one. I keep saying that, and Spirit keeps giving me the push for Anchor Light, for the book Anchor Light, because that book is written just like a deck of cards. If you've ever read it, I know you have, Charlie. It's written in a way of a nice little story, and then a lesson, and there's pictures, and we have more pictures that we never used, and I have more writings that I never used, and so there's more available. So we can make a whole deck out of that whole Anchor Light thing, and it'll be different now because I'm in a different space, so I think better than before. We'll see. We have, let me see, treason. He was trying to tell me to text, we have treason. Is that what it is? He is very funny. How wonderful to have had such a strong love. I hope for that some days. It's just open yourself up to it. I wasn't ready for him when I got him. I don't think he taught me so much, and he stayed with me. Steve and I have a greater love now. Greater love isn't because, man, when he was diagnosed, I opened up completely to him. So it was a great love. After he passed, our relationship changed completely. It was like he showed himself to me right away, wrapped himself right around me in this big bear hug. It was still very difficult to not have him in physical form. I still went through the grief, trust me, but he was always there, and he started making connections and building on something, and he's still very much, when I call on him, he still is like, okay, bat signal, here I am. I'm just letting him. He's just kind of like, I'm here. And I never mind sharing that out. If you feel a presence, if you're feeling that love energy, you got a lot of heat going on. Definitely Steve in your presence. He likes to share that love, so I'm glad that you got the message that you needed. Truly. Angie, good morning. I didn't even see you, so good morning, good morning. I have my copy to read. Very good, Angie. Read that book. Hi, Eric Elliott. It's very simple, and I think in many ways it's powerful because it's energy. It's packed with energy. It's the energy of Paul. If anybody knows Paul Wyrostek, he's got a very powerful energy, and then working together with him, I just felt him at my crown. Very good. Very good. Did he touch your head? So, and it was channeled. And then there's a lot of Steve energy in that book too, a lot of source energy. So even though the words are very simple, there are things to learn there. All right, I am going to go into some meditation time since we got a sweet little gathering. I keep feeling a cat at my feet and she's not in here. So I don't know who's visiting. Did somebody lose a pet recently? Because that's what I keep feeling. It's like a cat. It's very soft like a cat. And I'm like, well, where are you? I have a couple cats in the house, but neither one are in here with me. So we're getting a little visitation from a kitty cat. Smokey. I hear the word Smokey. So my son used to have a kitty cat he called Smokey. So maybe that's who it is. I love that you felt him, Carol. Yeah. Paul does group healings every so often. I started with him. Steve led me directly to him, so he's the one that helped me to grow into my wings. So he's very good at what he does. Okay, well, is that Mucker and Waif? I lost my cat. His name is Buddy. He was a gentle giant. Well, this would be a very large cat because literally he walked up and touched my hand, which is, it's like he just walked up to it. I felt him cross over my feet, and then I felt something touch my hand, and it's like 3 feet off the ground at least. So, like he just reached his nose up and touched. So, could be very much like your kitty buddy. I love when spirit starts entering the building, and we are loaded with it right now. So let's go ahead and put our feet down on something. If you've got bare feet, it's even better. Allow your roots to reach down through those feet. Go deeply into the earth. Name is Sherry. Thank you. That helps. Buddy was a big cat, but so loving. Thank you for telling me your name, Sherry. I love those big loving cats. I love cats. They make me crazy and I love them too. You can't live without them, can you? They're just this kitty that I got from the Humane Society during the shutdown. She saved us. Her sweetness and her energy. She's so powerful energy being. So get your feet on the ground. This will be a nice little visualization. I'm going to turn us over to the garden in just a minute. Take a big breath. Breathe deeply into your heart space. Calling in Archangel Michael for protection for each one of you here today, and for anyone else that watches in the future. We're calling in Archangel Michael to wrap each one of you in protection, to go through your home every nook and cranny, to clear out every nook and cranny of any negative, lower vibrational energy, any earthbound spirits that can be crossed over at this time. We ask to have them crossed over to the light. And any one of these people here, any cords or attachments, anything that is not their own, my own, please sever and release. Allow us to feel as if we're standing in our own space. So take a big breath right now. You're completely safe. Take a big breath, fill your lungs. And then as you get those lungs filled up and you feel all of that love energy expanding, you can, if it gets so big that you can't keep it in your chest, which is doing for me right now, let it pop right out. And let's go. Let's take our higher selves on a little journey into the garden. Are you ready? We'll read about that in a minute, Charlie, okay? So here's our garden. And I would love for you to feel this safety and protection so that you can call in your higher self to this garden and anyone that you want to see there. So as you're walking towards this garden, if you have an ascended master, an angel, a loved one, an ancestor, a part of you even that you would like to get more acquainted with, I want you to visualize them there at the door of the garden. They've opened it up and they're standing there and they're welcoming you. Continue to breathe nice and easy as we go into this garden. Source energy is coming down over the crown of each one of you as you will allow. If you say yes, you'll receive healing from Archangel Raphael. You'll receive clearing from Source. The highest power, highest energy there is will flow down through every one of your chakra centers, clearing away any blocks, cords, or attachments, any old soul contracts that can be removed at this time. We're releasing karma from this lifetime, from past lifetimes, any old karma that can be removed, that is holding you back, opening you up to your own gifts, opening you up to your own greatness, letting you experience the sense of bliss as the ego steps aside and the higher self takes over. So let's envision ourselves going in. We're getting a big hug from that loved one. It feels so good to be in the arms of that loved one again. Just allow yourself to enjoy that sense, that feeling of peace and reunion. Reunited. I heard, there you are. Come here. Come here, let me hold you. Our loved ones love it when we take the time to spend in the garden with them. So I'd love for you to create this space for yourself every day, as often as you need it. Go back and spend time with them. They're so very alive. Just waiting for you to realize that they're still there. So the door is open and they're ushering you in. And when you get in there, you see beings, every size, shape, color. They're incredible. They might be fairies or trolls or aliens, whatever you'd like to see there. Your loved ones are all around you. Angels, guides, bringing you in. They're tapping you on the back. They're saying, well done, you're doing such a beautiful job. And they want you to come in and find some adventures with them. What would you like to do? You can go sledding. There's a hill with snow. It's not even cold, but you can go sledding if you'd like. You can go tubing on the water. You can climb trees. There's a tree that climbs all the way to the moon. Try that one. I'm going to climb that tree today. I love climbing trees. I want to see if I can get all the way to the moon during this meditation. You get to go wherever you like. If you want to grow wings and fly, please do so. Whatever you like, this is your creation today. And I feel a lot of heat down on the crown, moving down into the third eye. It's like fingers moving around on my forehead right now. If you're feeling that sensation, that's an opening to the third eye, an upgrade. Just relax so that you can see your own truth. Keep breathing deeply as you enjoy your adventures in the garden. Just allow your body to fully relax into this. The energy's moving down into the throat, opening you up to your own truth, opening up those vocal cords, helping you to find that hidden vocal cord that comes straight through source energy, the angels. They get to channel through that vocal cord. We're opening you up, enhancing, allowing for greater gifts, clearing away any cords or attachments, anything that keeps you from speaking your truth. Those old memories, those lies that were told to you, telling you to be quiet, that your voice wasn't important. They were all lies. You are so important. Your voice, your story. It's important to tell your story. It's okay to share it. You're safe. The heat's moving down into the heart chakra. Breathe it in, and as you breathe it in, allow that healing. It's like thick golden healing, clearing energy. Take a big breath of it and let it spread throughout your body. It's going to every single cell. Perfect. Energy is just holding right there. So go imagine some fireflies. They're giant fireflies. They got big old lights on their backside. They're lighting up the forest. You can follow them. Go deeper and deeper. It's safe. Go as deep into that forest as you'd like. You get to create anything that you want there. There's food. It's in abundance. So if you want to pick a piece of fruit and chew on it, do some tasting. There's a river of chocolate. Oh, somebody just brought in a river of chocolate. Jump right in that and enjoy it. You can bathe in it. Gulp it down. Whatever you'd like to do. Energy's moving down into the solar plexus. Solar plexus holds a lot of untruths. It holds on to parts that are not necessarily something that you want to hold on to. Those things that people told you about yourself that weren't true. If you're ready to let those go, and they could be from lifetimes and lifetimes. We have to go deeper than just this lifetime. So many things that we carry through that no longer need to be served or need to be paid back. It's all karma. If you're ready to let those things go so that you can move forward faster, get on the fast track of growth, just open up your hands and allow, just release. Archangel Michael is coming in and just scooping them all up, taking them back into the light to be recycled and brought back to you. All brand new, fresh, clean, full of hope, full of joy. Be that little child again. The child hides in this space. She or he, they're afraid to come out. So by doing this clearing where they're becoming more brave, they're peeking out. They're like, yeah, I think I can come out to play now. If you haven't done a lot of work with your inner child, you'll notice that as you work with that child inside of you, you start to feel more childlike. You start to see the world differently. Sunsets are brighter, more beautiful. Rainbows grab your attention. Butterflies are all around you. Dragonflies. Everything becomes more magical when you see it through the eyes of your child. You'll want to play again. Go ahead and play. Let them play. Bring back your childhood. So many of us let it go. Let's bring it back. Because in that child is a powerful being of creation. That imagination that children have, that's how we create. Feed that child. Take good care of that inner child. Your life will change. Take a big breath, moving down into the second chakra. Breathe into your belly. Beautiful. Opening up your creativity. New opportunities. This energy is just filling you with this new light energy. You'll feel a little lighter, more powerful, more creative. Down into the root. Nice solid foundation. opening up your Kundalini energy, awakening your inner mystic. I love those inner mystics. Awaken. Let them come on out. Let's bring back the magic. And that energy is going right down your legs. If you feel the heat, it goes all the way down into your feet. And then it hits your root system. Just like a tree, it just goes down all the way into the center of the earth. All of this energy that you're ready to release. And when it gets down there, the earth recycles it and sends it right back up through. Hits your root system, comes all the way back up into your body, lighting you up, every single cell. This beautiful light being that you are. Showing you for just a moment, take a look at yourself. Close your eyes and realize that you are this perfect creature of light. Miraculous. That's the truth of you. The rest of this is just a shell wrapped around you. Inside of that body, you are the most amazing being. So now I'd like to go ahead and say goodbye to those loved ones for now. Just not even goodbye. Goodbye is not a good word. See you later, alligator. I'll see you in a while. And if you want to bring that creation with you, you can work on your garden all day long. You don't have to leave it behind. This is your creation to do with as whatever you would like to do. You can come here once a day or 100 times a day. It's yours to build on, to create. Take a big breath, pull that higher self back into your heart space. Coming into perfect alignment with your ego. The ego is now at peace, happy, content. It's gotten the love that it needs. It's quiet, filled with wisdom. Many answers came through to you in this session. Now, if you have anyone that you would like to direct this healing energy to, you're filled with that energy right now. Just go ahead and let it go out into the world wherever it's needed, whether it be the entire planet, whether it be a certain person, a pet, whatever you'd like to do. Breathe deeply and then envision it just coming right out at the top of your head, this beautiful energy going directly to where you've asked for it to go. Beautiful. You see the whole world lighting up. Now we're asking Archangel Michael to come back in, wrap each one of us in a beautiful layer of protection. That protection will go with you. You are still going to be receiving some healing, some of you. So remember to take good care of yourselves. Within this beautiful bubble, you are safe. You can go out into the world, protect that body, but allow your light to shine. You're okay inside of that bubble. Just envision it around you as often as you need to. If it feels as if there's something that's gotten through that bubble, ask Archangel Michael again to come back in and heal that bubble, to remove any negative energies that have crossed through that barrier. He's always waiting. He's showing me he's always there for each one of us. There's no limit on his abilities, how many places he can be. He can be everywhere at one time. Please remember to ask for help whenever needed. Each one of you brought someone through. I hope that you get to know that new person. They came back through. It's a past you. So spend today envisioning the past you that came through. See if she'll show herself or he will show himself to you. See what they have to bring. They're each bringing you enhanced gifts. They're showing you what you're capable of. One last big breath. Integrate all that new energy. And now we're going to count to 5. We're going to come back out of this garden completely. As you're counting, start to move your body. Open those eyes. Come back into the world. If anyone is sleepy and wants to stay in that garden, please feel free to do so. The rest of us are going to come back out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Perfect. That was a good one. Good Good imagining. You were channeling Merlin earlier. That's beautiful. I'm glad that Merlin comes to you. It's fun when these things come up and we're just talking. We're talking and then you're like, oh, I was doing that. That's very cool. Merlin's one of my favorites. St. Francis of Assisi came through for me. Wow, what a loving, kind spirit. Very cool. I'm so glad that you guys got these encounters. That's what it's all about. We go into the garden and we see who wants to come talk to us, who wants to see us. And it's that realization that this is not just me telling you a fairy tale, me telling you a story, that you're actually going, that your spirit is able to go in there and find someone, whoever it is that you choose, and they greet you and you're able to spend time with them. That's beautiful. You really did that. That's you being powerful. So thank you for joining me in that. Trust your instincts. Exactly, Charles. There was a space when I got cards for 2 cards where I can never quite get through. Were Action Guardian, Choose Your Path, and Animal Guardian, Trust. Yeah. Yeah, keep on playing with those. They will open you up. Sherry, thank you for joining me today. You're new. I don't know if I had anybody else new in here today, but I think most everyone else are regulars. I always love to see new faces. No, there was one other person that I saw. I don't know if she's still here. Callie, thank you so much. All of you. Annie, Charlie, Carol, Angie, Eric. Did I get everyone? No. Julie Kiss was here too. Marika was here. That's right. Robin. Hi, Robin. You snuck in on me. Cheryl. That's right. We had Cheryl, too. You guys have a beautiful day. Abulita, too. Thank you. Sherry. Sherry, not Cheryl. Sorry. I don't have glasses on. I saw the Sherry L. Layton, and I went right to Cheryl. Have a good day, you guys. Enjoy your weekend. It's a beautiful Saturday here. I'm going to enjoy these mountains for a little bit. Get out there and enjoy some quiet time. I hope that you have plans to spend time in nature. If you're feeling a little flighty after that big time in the Garden of Eden, please take off your shoes and go stand in your yard. Let the earth ground your energy. Take good care of yourselves today. I will see you tomorrow, 9:30. Every single day I'm here. Carol Ann climbed a mountain. Rock face. Wow. Jesus held the rope. Wow, that is so cool. Got to the top and a dragon took it from me. Took me for a ride. That's beautiful, Carol. I love that. Hi, Carrie. I hope you're going to the secret spot tomorrow. I was actually thinking about going there sometime soon, but these girls don't get out of bed, so Jim and I are going to go someplace, so I don't think he'll be with me tomorrow. If you decide you want to go and you want company, let me know, and I'll see if the girls will come over there tomorrow. About 9. Are you inviting me? Because if you're inviting me, I can't get those girls up that early. You might just get me, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on tomorrow, and I'll let you know. Let me know for sure what your plans are, and maybe I'll sneak over there for a little while. You are so welcome. You guys, I love you very much, everybody that joins me. I'm so grateful to you for sharing this time with me, and I will see you again tomorrow. Carrie, you can message me directly, okay? We'll see if we can't meet up sometime soon. I love you. Take good care of yourselves. Namaste. All of those beautiful things. I will see you soon. Take care.